Hi, welcome to the video install and demo using GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code. I am Nam Haming at codejava.net. In this video, I'd love to share with you what GitHub Copilot is and the steps to install GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code and demo using GitHub Copilot as an AI assistant. It can boost the coding productivity significantly 10x faster. And I suppose that you have an installation of Visual Studio Code on your computer as well as a GitHub account. You know, GitHub Copilot is an AI-powered code completion tool developed by GitHub in collaboration with OpenAI. It acts as a coding assistant, suggesting entire lines or blocks of code based on the context. Copilot is trained on publicly available code and supports multiple programming languages, including Java, Python, JavaScript, and more. The tool helps developers write code faster, reduce repetitive tasks, and even generate test or documentation. It uses machine learning models, GPT-based, to predict and autocomplete code based on commands, existing code, or function definitions. And to use GitHub Copilot, you can get started with the free plan that includes up to 2,000 completions and 50 chat requests per month. And it is also available in the following pay plans: Pro, Business, and Enterprise. And this is the official homepage of GitHub Copilot, github.com/features/copilot. And let me click this link to head over to the official homepage of GitHub Copilot to see the features introduction of this powerful AI assistant for coding, the AI editor for everyone. GitHub Copilot is now available for free. And you can see it says already have Visual Studio Code open now. That means GitHub Copilot is seamlessly integrated with Visual Studio Code. Okay, you can learn more about GitHub Copilot features on this page: create tasks, docs, and more. Ask GitHub Copilot a question, get the right answer for you, and accept the code with a single click. You can choose the AI model, GPT, Claude, instant feedback. Ask for assistance right in your terminal. It also works in a terminal. Okay, so I recommend you to check this page to learn more about the features of GitHub Copilot. Now let me open Visual Studio Code IDE on my computer. Okay, here we go. And let me create a new Java project here. New Java project. Java with Maven, Java application, project directory. For example, Bram number. I want to create a project about Bram number, and package name net.codejava. Here we go. We have new project created here, Bram number, and you can see by default it generated a main class with the main method here. Now to install GitHub Copilot plugin for Visual Studio Code, you can go to extensions and search for the plugin, the extension name GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot. Then you can see the result from GitHub. There are two extensions, GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot Chat, and you need to install both. On the homepage of Visual Studio Code, at this URL code.visualstudio.com, you can see the button get Copilot free here, you also can click this button to start using GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code. For example, I click this button. I can click this button to install GitHub Copilot for Visual Studio Code. Okay, click Open Visual Studio Code. Then you can see the screen Welcome to Copilot appears in the IDE here, and click Use Copilot for free. Okay, that's very simple, right? You may need to log in to the GitHub account, because I already logged into my GitHub, so it didn't ask me to log in to GitHub. Okay, then this is the main view of GitHub Copilot. You can ask Copilot any question here, and you can see it says that the current file, the current context is Java class already open in the IDE, pram_number.java, and you can type / here, and you can see a list of built-in commands such as search, explain, fix, new, have, clear. So these are the built-in commands which you can quickly use to ask GitHub Copilot to explain some code, to test some code, to simplify some code. Okay, and this is the chat window. You can click this button to start a new conversation with GitHub Copilot. And then you can see the GitHub Copilot icon appears at the top toolbar here, where you can access its context menu, open Copilot, edit, quick chat, configure code completions, manage Copilot. You need to sign in to GitHub to see the GitHub Copilot subscription plan. Configure code completions, edit settings. Then you can see various settings about GitHub Copilot in the IDE here. GitHub Copilot chat, GitHub Copilot scope selection. Okay, so if you want to modify settings of GitHub Copilot, you can click this GitHub Copilot icon and configure code completions. Okay, now let me use GitHub Copilot to write the code for this Java program with the help of GitHub Copilot. Okay, now I want it to write a method to ask Copilot to write code for you. You can write the instruction in the Java command like this. Write a method to check if a number is prime or not. You can see it even automatically suggests the instruction here in gray text here. If you want to accept, you can press the tab button, then you can see there are two suggestions. You can click here to see the next one. It is similar. Okay, so I press the tab button to accept its suggestion. Okay, then you can see it suggests the code below in gray color, and press the tab button to accept. Okay, so far so good. Okay, and it also suggests the next step here. Write a method to print prime numbers less than a given number. No, I don't want to do that. I want to write a method to print whether a number is prime or not. Okay. Okay, it suggests the code here, and there are two suggestions. You can click the arrow button here to see print is param, just the method name is different. Okay, and press accept. Okay, the second method. And next I want to write a method to read the number from keyboard. So you can easily ask Copilot to write code for you just by writing your instruction in the Java command like this. Write a method to read a number entered by user from keyboard. Okay, it suggests the code instantly here. Press tab button, tab key to accept. Okay, so far so good. Now I want to edit, update, modify this method. So you can click this button and modify using Copilot. Ask Copilot inline here. Update this code to print whether the entered number is RAM or not. Okay, and click this button. Okay, you can see it suggests the code here. Quite good. Okay, so I click accept. It write a new method instead of update the existing one. So it is not my expectation. You can see the AI model. It is used here. You can see GPT-4o is the default AI model used by GitHub Copilot. You can change to Claude Sonnet or Gemini or GPT-03. Okay, to modify the code, select the code in the method and click this button and click modify using Copilot here. Update to print whether the entered number is RAM or not. Okay, so it updates the code inside the method. Okay, you see it didn't create a new method. Okay, and I need to change this method name. Read. Okay, no, I don't need to change. Just call it from the main method here and run the program for the first time. Read number. Okay, so far you have seen I just asked Copilot to write the code for me. I have not written any code. Okay, and to run this program, click here. Okay, now enter a number. You see it asks me to enter a number. So let me check. 1 is the prime number. 1 is not a prime number. 2. Let me show it exists right after I enter the number. So I need to run it in a loop so I can test as many numbers as I want. So I want to update the code here. Click here, modify using Copilot, and ask Copilot to update to loop until the user enters quit to exit the program. Okay, now it updates the code, accept. Okay, you can see somehow the code is not properly formatted and I need to reformat. Okay, and run the program again. Okay, now I enter the first number 1. 1 is not a prime number. 2 is the prime number. So I think something wrong with the logic here. 33 is not a prime number. No problem, let me check the list of prime numbers. List first 100 prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 31. Let me check 31. 31 is a prime number, correct? 2 is a prime number, correct? Okay, sorry, the logic in the method is prime number is correct. 5 is a prime number. Let me check. 5 is a prime number. 10 is not a prime number, correct? 17 is a prime number, correct? So the logic is good. It is working properly. And now I type quit to exit. Quit. Perfect, right? And now suppose that you are new to Java and you have this code and you want to understand this code, you can ask GitHub to explain here. You can type / here and click explain here. And it will analyze the code and provide explanation. Select prime number class. Okay, you see. So provided Java code defines the class name prime number. It explains the prime method. Print is prime method with number. If you use scan object to read input in a loop, the loop continues until the user types quit. Correct? So you can ask Copilot to explain any code in the current context. Explain the whole class or explain a single method. Okay, now I want to ask Copilot to simplify this program. So I type /simplify here. Simplify here. Or you can ask GitHub Copilot in natural language. Let's simplify this program. You see, remove unnecessary comments and streamline the code for better readability. Okay. What if I type /simplify here? Here is the simplified version of the prime number program. Okay. So far so good. Now let me ask Copilot to write documentation for this Java class. Yeah. Use the Java command write doc. You can see it suggests write documentation for the class. Okay, press tab to accept. Okay, you see, quite good, right? This class contains methods to check if a number is a prime or not. Okay, similarly, I want to write document for this method. Write documentation comments for the following methods. Write docs for this method. You see it has two suggestions. Write Java doc for this method. Okay, sometimes you need to modify the instruction so it will do as you expect. Okay, this one. To write documentation for this method. I need to enter my instruction again, and now this time it provides the documentation. Sometimes it is slow. Okay, no problem, not a big deal. Just press the tab to accept. Sorry, I accidentally pressed the tab key. Now you see, even I don't ask to write doc, and it understands that I want to write doc for the next method, so it automatically suggests the document for the method here. Quite intelligent, right? So I press the tab button to accept. Okay, so far so good. So I have a Java program with documentation, and I didn't actually write a single line of code. All the code generated by GitHub Copilot. Awesome, right? Okay, last modify. You can see this method has unused return statement, return -1, and it returns integer number, which is not necessary. So I asked Copilot to fix the code. Ask Copilot here. Modify using Copilot. Fix this method to return void instead of int. Okay, done. Accept. Why would write? Oh, let me check. Okay. And run again. 2 is the prime number. 4 is not a prime number. 11 is not a prime number. And quit. Okay. So basically, to use GitHub Copilot to assist you in coding, you can ask your Copilot to write the code for you by writing the instruction in a Java command right inside the text editor. Or you can ask GitHub Copilot in a chat window here in a conversational way. You can press this button to start a new chat. Okay. For example, I asked Copilot to write another similar program in more object-oriented way. So you can use GitHub Copilot using the natural language in your chat window like this, and you can see this is the result. Here is the more object-oriented version of the prime number program. Now let's see. It has a dedicated class pram checker with two methods is pram and print is pram, and then the main class pram number app that reads the number from the user here. Oh, very good. So you can see is excellent, right? So besides providing instruction, asking GitHub Copilot to write the code right inside editor, you can also use chat window here to interact with the AI. You can see it provides more object-oriented version of the prompt number, which is very good. Alright, so that you have seen how to set up GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code and see I demo using GitHub Copilot to assist me in coding a Java program. As you have seen, it helps me write code much faster, right? Even I didn't write a single line of code. So that's the huge benefit of using AI-powered coding assistant as like GitHub Copilot. I hope you found this video helpful. Please subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share this video. Thanks for watching.